Welcome to The Path Less Traveled. I'm Rachel McGowan.
And I'm Kara Sage, and this is our space to wander off the beaten path together.
Each week, we explore the twists and turns of personal growth, intuition, and the magic that unfolds when you choose to do life a little differently.
We're not here to give you a 5-step plan or tell you what your path should look like. We're here to share what it feels like to walk it.
From manifesting and numerology to navigating change, creativity, and the seasons of the soul, we'll dive deep into the stories, lessons, and the quiet moments that shape us.
So grab your tea, take a breath, and join us as we find our way one step at a time on the path less traveled.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Into the Woods podcast. I'm Rachel McGowan, your host and guide on this self-development journey. Before we dive into today's conversation, I want to share something exciting. My courses are officially open for enrollment. If you're listening to this in real time, they opened on Sunday, January 18th. And I couldn't be happier to invite you inside. If you've been listening to this podcast and feeling the pull to go deeper, to understand your numbers, your cycles, and the way manifestation actually works in your life, this is the moment. Inside these courses, we take everything we talk about here and turn it into practical, grounded tools you can live with every day. Numerology that helps you understand your path, manifestation practices that feel real and sustainable, guidance that supports you in becoming who you're meant to be. Whether you're ready to decode your cosmic blueprint or step fully into the art of manifestation, these courses are designed to meet you exactly where you are. Enrollment's open, and I would love to walk this next chapter with you. You can find all the details at divinefemininecollective.com. Okay, let's get in today's episode. Hey girl, hey!
Huh?
Happy New Year!
It's been quite a bang, right? We've gone through the energies. Let's see what else we have in store coming up.
Yes. So for all of you listening or watching this, hi, Happy New Year. Welcome back to another segment of The Path Less Traveled. I'm your co-host, Rachel McGowan.
And I am Kara Sage.
So today, with the new year, we're bringing back the podcast. I know I've had a bit of a hiatus with just, your casual end of year craziness. Today, we have a new moon in Capricorn conversation. The new moon in Capricorn is Sunday, January 18th, if you're listening to this in real time. And so we wanted to talk about the important energetic moment we're in with the new year, with this new moon happening close to the beginning of the year, and just, what the new moon is setting into motion, some larger shifts we may be expecting this year, why many of us might be feeling that it's a reflective time, but also very restless. So I want Kara, as always, to give us the astrology behind what is going on.
Okay, well, here we go. So as Rachel said, we have the new moon in Capricorn coming up if you are listening in real time. And Capricorn is a really interesting sign. So it's 3D, it's an earth sign, it's very tangible, it's built on structure, building legacies, creating things like that. So it's very much in the 3D, the more tangible earth reality, material world, as opposed to the spiritual world. And one of the fun little tarot cards that represents Capricorn is the devil. That doesn't mean Capricorns are bad. That's not what I'm saying. But with the devil energy, it's ruled by Saturn. And so Saturn is kind of control and progress, things of that nature. So it's definitely a structure-oriented thing. So a lot of Capricorns are very hard workers. They're very, very good at that. So what does that mean for this new moon? It means that this new moon is kind of this womb process that we're in, where we are going within and kind of seeing what we want to build. So a lot of people think because Capricorns are good workers, they do all these different things, it's about forward progress. And it's almost that moment before. So if you're feeling like you're not as motivated right now, you don't really know what's going on, it's almost a limbo phase where we're kind of suspended and seeing what's happening with the energies. The new year does that anyway. That's just the natural man-made kind of quality of the new year. We're reflective. We've just come out of an energy of the year, and we're not quite in the new energies that are coming for us. So we're thinking about it. And the winter as a season is really reflective. I mean, the trees pause, you know, nature pauses in general and rests. And so are we called to do that. So this Capricorn new moon is really calling us to say, what is it that you want to build? Capricorns want to build that structure. They want to make that container. So it's that pause and decision before the work and not about doing. So it's okay if you feel like you need that time. I myself, I don't know about you, Rachel, but I've been in a little bit of a hermit mode more than normal. And that's not my normal state of being. I don't love to be in hermit mode. I kind of want to go. I want to be the star energy. And I'm being called to say, what am I doing now? Where am I going? And what do I need to do to build that step by step coming into this year? Because we've got a lot of big energies that we're going to be talking about coming up. So that's what the Capricorn moon is doing for us. It's kind of getting us to step back and say, what do we want to build? What is sustainable? It's long game. It's the end game. It's let's figure it out now. And then when those energies come in, we'll be taking action on what we've built and what we want to build.
Yes, it's all super exciting. I love that build before the jolt kind of vibe,
It is.
which fits perfectly within the energy of the year. So we're still in, as I'm sure many of us have heard, the year of the snake was last year. It was a year 9 in numerology. It was about shedding, getting rid of what doesn't serve us anymore. And if you are feeling restless, if you are feeling like this start to the year, like it's supposed to be a year in numerology, it's supposed to be like new beginnings, like let's go. But we've got this reflective period still, and we're still in the year of the snake until February 17th.
February 17th. It's going to be a big day. There's a lot happening on that day astrologically, but it's, I think, giving people permission to be okay in the snake energy, to be okay in the reflective pause, because that's where things take root. And if we don't do that, it's going to be a much more impulsive action moving forward. So I want to talk about the snake for just a minute. As you said, we are finishing up the year of the snake, still in it for a little while. And at the end of the movie, when the villain kind of throws out its last punches because it knows it's kind of going down, right? To give you all its butt a little bit. Well, that's kind of how this energy is. You're going to be shedding some pretty major things. If you are, that's okay. A lot of it is an inward thing as well. So the snake is quiet. It's not overtly noisy. It's something that happens inward and powerful, which is very much this Capricorn new moon. It coincides with that perfectly. So this new moon is really giving us that last inward push to shed those layers. Just like you detox your skin and scrub and shed the layers so that the new can begin. This is what the snake's doing. Snake also represents the Kundalini energy, so that inner fire, that inner spirit coming within us. And we have to do that work to shed a lot of our, whether it's limiting beliefs, lack mentalities, things that no longer serve us. It could be anything, but a lot of it, people think, oh, that's physical reality. That's getting rid of people. That's getting out of this job. That's doing this. Well, first you've got to fix your internal landscape. You've got to do the shedding within. What is causing you to be blocked? That's actually something great that your manifestation courses do, because it brings us into what do we need to do inwardly in order to get the outward results. So the snake is kind of throwing its last punches to us, like the villain at the end of the movie. Maybe you didn't get this lesson last year, so we're going to maybe push it to the forefront for you. Maybe you need to reflect now, and here's where you need to go. So that's what the snake's doing for us. And as you know, on February 17th, we then go into the year of the horse in Chinese astrology. And Chinese astrology is very fascinating. The elementals of Chinese astrology, as well as the animal symbolism, is really amazing to coincide with numerology, astrology, all of the above. So with the horse energy, in the tarot, horses always move forward. The knights in the tarot have horses. They move differently. All 4 knights move differently, but it's always forward motion. Runes, there's a horse rune, and that's about partnerships and moving forward. Horses always do this. So it's great to go through that snake energy and figure out where we need to be, what kind of we need to clear out, almost like the death card, really. Death is not just an ending, it is transformative. There's
Mm,
always transformation with the death card, and people kind of get a little scared of that. But we need that transformation in order for the horse to pick up and go where it needs to go. So, whereas
mm.
the snake is inward, the horse is going to be outward, and it's fire horse. So fire is action, it's passion, it's creativity, and it's moving forward fast, which is kind of the kick that we need to get out of last
Totally.
year of that inward brooding things coming up. So I think that the horse energy moving forward is going to feel really good to people, and it would
Hmm.
do you best to go through that shedding in order to move forward in the way that you really want to go.
Yeah, no, I am excited for this year. And I think probably speak for everybody when we're like, God, last year had some high highs and low lows, just given that it was a numerology year 9. And you may have accomplished a lot and ticked a lot of boxes because it kind of is the caterpillar before the butterfly energy and its completions. And with the snake, the shedding of the things you don't need anymore in your life that aren't serving you anymore. But you can only spend so much time within before you're like, okay, great, let's move on. We're ready to embrace change and rocket ship vibes, running horse vibes of pivoting into something new. And so it's great that from a numerology perspective, we are in a year 1 with the fire horse energy that's coming up in about a month. And both of them are essentially speaking the same message, but just a little bit different symbolically. So they're both about independence, movement, initiation, identity, but it's where they come together in this year that is really powerful. So the year 1 energy is all about new beginnings, a fresh direction, stepping into personal authority, choosing a new path, planting seeds for this new 9-year cycle that we've started. It's a year to stop circling old stories and start saying, this is who I am now. So year 1 asks us for courage, but in, a more quiet way, the courage to begin, choose, to take the first step. But the horse energy along with it is bold, it's dynamic, and as you were saying, it's forward moving. So the horse is carrying themes of freedom, independence, speed, passion, like you said, decisive action, and breaking out of confinement. Maybe that's that inner work that we've kind of been working on. We've gotten through all that shedding, and now we're ready to evolve. We're the butterflies now. We've gotten out of our cocoon. So the horse energy, as most horses, they don't like to be contained. They want to run, they want to explore, they want to create, they want to change directions. So how does a year 1 and the year of the fire horse kind of coincide? So if we think about year 1 as we're beginning something new, the fire horse is saying, okay, but we're going to move toward it with courage and momentum. And so together they create this really beautiful kind of year that it's not just about new beginnings, but a new beginning with propulsion. As always, numerology provides the blueprint, but the fire horse is the one that's really providing the fuel to get shit done. So if we think about 2026 as a whole with these energies together, you might feel a strong urge to change direction, whatever that might mean, in and out of a relationship, changing your job, maybe moving and out of the country, somewhere within your country, a desire for more freedom, a willingness to take risks, restlessness with the old, bold decisions, like I said, around career, identity, lifestyle, just big, bold, passionate, forward moving action. So the year 1 is giving us the permission to start again, and the fire horse is giving us the energy to actually do it. So year 1 is about you setting the intention, and then the fire horse is wanting you to move. So if you were to only follow the horse energy, you're going to run too fast. And if you only follow the year 1 energy, you could get stuck in just this planning stage and not actually doing anything to implement it. So if we put them together, which is how you should approach 2026, is with conscious beginning and then courageous action. So if we were to simplify it, year 1 is opening the door and the fire horse is carrying us through it. Let's
I
go.
love that. Beautifully. Absolutely. And isn't it amazing how this is all so divinely orchestrated to work together to get us where
Hmm.
we need to be? A lot of us have felt like we couldn't take action last year because so much was going on within us or around us. There was like tower moments, whether they were quiet or not. There was a lot falling. And so you feel a little stuck and not in the action mode. But now this energy is really leading us into that. And hopefully everything that has transpired over the last year and that nine energy is taking us where we really need to go for our highest selves. So that was absolutely beautifully said.
Thank you. You know, the reality is, and you alluded to this, January 1 is manufactured. Like, if we focus on astrology, the new year is actually at the spring equinox in March when the environment is actually presenting new beginnings. You know, we in the northern hemisphere, spring blooms and the weather is warming up and you feel energized because the energy is supporting you, obviously. I mean, that's why Aries in March is the first zodiac sign because it is about new beginnings. They're the initiators of things. So, to kind of put together what we've been saying, January is that reflective time for a reason. For many of us, like it's cold, we don't want to go out. Like it's 20 degrees today with snow on the ground. Like no one wants to go outside. So, and even though we're having vision board parties and putting together all these ideas, which is great. It's to have the goals and to go through that exercise. But to your point, like this is still a period of time where we are allowed to be hermits and to just prepare ourselves for what is to come. So, you know, doing the vision board and journaling and starting that manifestation write out of what we're hoping to achieve this year, because then you've sort of planted the seeds for when the switch is flipped in February and we're in that very different energy of actually putting into place all of these things that we've sort of set in motion internally, or we've written them down, or we've been telling the universe what we want, then we're ready to go. So we're just doing in the planning, but then it's time to take action this year.
It is. And like that was really well said. January 1st does carry an energy of new beginnings because, the collective people all over the
Right.
world see it this way. And
Right.
so it's kind of a man made thing that's a new switch. And then it's like, new year, new me, I've got to do this. And I think that's good for the sense of we're getting prepared for what we need to do. We don't have to necessarily, that's why resolutions fall off because people aren't in doing mode at that point. Doing mode is really the spring equinox. That time, Aries is the ram, right? The first sign of the zodiac, like you were saying, and they ram through, they power through, those buds start to bloom, everything starts coming to life. And right now, your resolutions could fall off if you're not motivated because you need to be in hermit mode. You need to be planning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great to attention. It's great to, as Capricorn new moon is telling us, create that structure, but it's the long game. It's not do it now and then fall off the wagon. It's build it, what sustainable, make that container for yourself. So I think if we give ourselves the grace to say, this is a new energy, I see something shifting, but I'm going to do that internally. February 17th, the new horse energy comes in. We get that action. Now, we might not take action immediately that day, but we can
Right.
feel the shift. And then
Mm-hmm.
about a month later, the spring equinox energy says, now you've marinated in this a little bit. Go ahead. You can run now. Run out the gate a little bit. See what
Mm-hmm.
you can do, horse.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think
And
that's all orchestrated just perfectly for us.
yes, of course it is. Duh. Divine, the universe, hello. She's always supporting us exactly the way that we need. Well, hopefully, this was a really good summary of the energies of the beginning of the year, what we have to expect. You can still ruminate in your internal transformation right now, but this is a year of movement. This is a year of new beginnings. Spend some time choosing, first and foremost, what it is you want to achieve this year, what your goals are, who you want to be in this new year, this new cycle that we're all living together as we go through the 9-year cycle with this year and all that's to come. So make those choices now and just see how the year plays out. And I hope that everything that you desire comes true this year and that this year feels a little bit fresher, a little bit less hard than last year maybe felt for a lot of people, but it's all good and it's all a part of the process and transformation.
It is. It is. So I'm excited for the ride. I'm excited for this year. And I personally am trying to say, okay, I need to be slower now. I need to just make it okay to hermit, to be at home, to journal, to really think about those things. I'm definitely allowing myself permission to do that. And I hope that everyone else is, so that we can really take action and build something beautiful this year.
Can't wait. Well, as always, we will see you again on the path less traveled soon. Have a good one.
Bye.
If today's episode stirred something in you, my courses are open for enrollment and ready to support your journey. All the details are at divinefemininecollective.com.